You mentioned the law and order situation. Only this morning, a report was issued by Baroness Louise Casey, and she has given the most damning judgment on the Metropolitan Police. The Metropolitan Police is the police force whose responsibility also includes providing security to foreign delegations, diplomats, and their missions. Under the Vienna Convention, the government, the host government, accepts full responsibility for providing this security. And here in the United Kingdom, it comes through the Metropolitan Police. And it's a 300-page report in which she says that the Metropolitan Police is institutionally racist, as well as being misogynistic and all sorts of other things. And the examples that she has cited, I can't share with you the severity of some of the words that were reported as having been said by Metropolitan Police officers. This is the police force who ultimately is responsible for providing the protection, for finding terrorists, for finding extremists, and then dealing with them to maintain safety and security on the streets of London. It's woefully inadequate. This is not a recent development. This is a development that has occurred against the backdrop of local governments who are equally culpable. London has been administered by Labour. Sadiq Khan is the Lord Mayor. Crime has skyrocketed in that time period. And I'm sure that the Metropolitan Force is struggling to cope with just the tsunami of crime. Your viewers and watchers, and indeed Ramnikji, may well have seen the lack of response of the Leicester police force when the Mundards were being attacked, when the Orm on the flag was taken down and burned. There was a review done, 1999, where the police were required to define what their purpose was. A huge amount of money was spent to make sure that this was completely unambiguous. And one of their defining purposes was to provide safety and security for the citizenry so they could continue in the normal day-to-day life experiences and practices and movements that they engage in. And yet in Leicester, the police stood to one side and watched as the temples were attacked. This is a discriminatory policy. This is not the approach that's adopted in many other communities and many other circumstances. If you have a look at what is painted as the extreme far right, whenever there is a march by people who are deemed to be the extreme far right, the police are notoriously heavy-handed and engage in literally man-to-man physical engagements. When we see members of the Pakistani community, the Muslim community here, they are given a huge amount of leeway and tolerance. You will have seen that the horrible reports about what was done across Yorkshire, so many instances of white girls being treated terribly, and yet the police didn't want to be accused of being racist. This is the allegation that's been put forward. No, it's not. It's a policy of discrimination. And I think that this has gotten to the point now where this needs to be called out. We're in the process of speaking with parliamentarians. I have another meeting tomorrow, in fact, and this will be an issue of conversation. The discriminatory manner in which the Indian origin community is continuously exposed to violence, even when warned in advance, to the detriment of our own community's well-being, but also the well-being of the wider community. This is a pivotal moment in time, and there is only a small window within which the authorities need to be able to move to address these discriminatory practices and to maintain law and order. If that window is lost, it's very, very hard to reopen it once it's closed. So hopefully we will see good news coming out over the next week or two, and hopefully the response to these purveyors of violence and community harm today will be robust, and we will see more arrests than we have seen so far.